Oh, hey Pat, what's up, man? What do you mean? So you're telling me you don't have any usable tracks? Like, how's that possible? You've been in there for like 4 months. So let me get this straight. You're saying that the band are out partying all night long. You think they found the local drug dealer in Monmouth and they're unable to perform. I mean, you make it work with the tracks that you got? What about Edie? Okay, so her stuff is good. Well, what do you mean you think I need to be there? I mean, Pat, I got to get some rest, man. I know I'm usually up at this time of night, but I got to get some rest, and I'm going to have to check with the office and see when I can get over there. So, yeah, I'll give you a call back, Pat. It's 1986. This is how the day starts. That phone call. This time, it's Pat Moran calling me. He's calling me to let me know that he's having trouble getting usable tracks from the New Bohemians, which was Edie Brickell's backup band. He says her stuff is good, but the band stuff is lacking, and he just wants me to go over there. So I'm going to have to, when I get to the office later, I'm going to have to see when I can get over there and sort it out. But anyway, I'm going to go back to sleep. What up, man? What up? Oh, dude, man, it's 5:15 in the morning. I wasn't expecting to see you till like 10 a.m. at the studio, man. What's up? Uh-huh. You really think so? So you think you got the vocal, you captured it, man. That all that emotion for Sweet Child of Mine, all that love, you got it in the track, man. Yeah, of course it's okay, man. Just you roll home, and I'll still go to the studio. But since you're not going to be there at 10, I mean, I know that's our thing. I'm there at 9 when you arrive at the studio, and then you leave at 10 a.m. the next day. But man, go sleep. I'll get to the studio, I'll hear it, and by the time you wake up, I'll tell you what I think. All right, man. Call me when you wake up. Phew. 5:15 in the morning after getting woke up at 2 a.m. This is a day, man. What a day. But that was Axl Rose. He thinks that he has the vocal on Sweet Child of Mine, and that song is so important, and I know that he's got to have like a killer vocal performance, because that's going to be our song to go to number 1. I'm going to hide that thing on side 2 so that people can't find it right away, because I got this whole vision, for the band. I want them to be known as like an edgy, harder rock band, and that's why we've had a lot of discussions about whether to put November Rain and Don't Cry on this record, and I want to hold them for the next record. And Izzy wrote this killer song called Patience, but I can't wait to hear it. But I guess now I got an opportunity to catch some Z's before I head to the office and figure the rest of the day out. I'm gonna go back to sleep. 7 a.m., man. 7 a.m. sure comes early. I got up at 2 a.m. Pat Moran called me about Edie Brickell and New Bohemians, and then Axl called me at 5 a.m. to tell me he thinks he's got the vocal for Sweet Child of Mine. And I meant to change my alarm to like 9 or 10, but I forgot. But you know what? I think I'm just going to get the day started. And no day starts without me getting my coffee, that's for sure. I'm going to get my coffee. All right, I think we're just about ready. I always have my beans ready to grind. This is my Italian grinder. I got it in Italy when I was on tour with Motley Crue. The coffee's brewing. Now let me figure out what I gotta get done today. This is the cockpit. This is where I like to sit when I'm figuring out the day and waiting for my coffee to finish brewing. I know I've got a couple of meetings today, but I have to wait for the office to open. Shanna gets there at 9 a.m. and she'll give me an update as soon as she gets there. And I'm trying to think of what else is going on today. I think I got a lunch with someone. It's pretty typical when I'm up this early in the morning and I'm trying to remember everything that I get the breakdown from Shanna once she gets there and she has all the notes from yesterday. Anyway, I hear the coffee beeping, so I'm gonna go grab my coffee. The coffee's ready. I can start the day. Let me go ahead and pour some. It's nothing like the sound of that coffee poured in the cup. Coffee really does make you feel better. Get your day cranking. First sip. All right. Got to organize myself for the day. So it's kind of quiet time, And while I have some quiet time, I left this out to remind myself that my first record on Geffen is out, and I'm so excited about it. It's the Chameleons UK, and I did like a double record, so there was some bonus tracks, and it is kicking butt at college radio. I'm just going to make myself a note to check on the radio with the radio department, and I also want to try and get it crossed over to alternative. One of the last things I did at Elektra was I got The Cure signed to Elektra with Love Cats, and then I met the producer, and then I thought when I went to Manchester and Liverpool to see the Chameleons, I thought he'd be a great producer for them, and I'm so happy with this record. I'm glad it's blown up the college radio charts. I'm trying to think, I know I've got some other things going on for the day. I know I've got like some appointments and stuff, but Shanna usually calls me around 9. And then we download the rest of the day. I know I've got to go in the studio. The Sweet Child of Mine vocals that Axl did last night, 1986. What a day in the life, man. I am living the dream. Man, it's 10 a.m. I'm sipping the remnants of my coffee. I'm about ready to face the day. I've got my notes on the Chameleons to check on their sales and marketing and college radio. If I forget once I get to the office, I've got my t-shirt. Reg Dwight, the guitar player, he does all this amazing artwork. He did the artwork on here as well. I'm so happy that they're doing well. And the producer from The Cure, he did such a great job on the record. I'm excited about it. It's been a pretty quiet, uneventful morning. I like those. I don't get a whole lot of them, but I like them when I get them, and that's always a good thing. I spoke too soon. Hey Shanna, what's up? Oh, I'm supposed to have lunch with Alan Niven. You know what? There's no way that I can make it to the Ivy at 11 a.m. Will you call Alan for me and let's just move him to dinner? And call him now because I don't want him heading up from the South Bay to here. What else is going on? A 1:30 marketing meeting. Oh man, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I can definitely be ready for that. I'll probably get there around, I don't know, I'm thinking 12:30 or something. But can you call the Ivy and can you move that lunch to a dinner? And let me know that you can get that taken care of. What else? Oh, I just remembered. Pat Moran called me at 2 in the morning and he said that I need to get over to Wales. So, take a look at the schedule and see when you possibly think I could get over there for like a day of travel, 2 days in the studio and a day back, because that is an 8 to 11 hour flight from LA to London. All right, well, if anything else comes up, let me know. All right, bye. Well, that was Shanna filling in on the day. So we got a marketing meeting. And one of the subjects is going to be Tesla. We got this modern day cowboy. This is my third release on Geffen, and I'm pretty excited about it. They started out as City Kid, and we came up with the name Tesla. And this is what we sent out to radio. We sent them this 12-inch of the song, and it got a lot of attention. But it's starting to slow down a little bit, so we got to figure out a way to reinvigorate it. It's testing well at some stations. It's not testing at some others. It's just not really getting a lot of reaction. But MTV's where it's at today. We got to get a video to put this band on MTV. So I'm going to go to that marketing meeting and try and figure out what I can figure out. And I brought this home. I've been looking at this to try and figure it out. I think we're going to... This is kind of like a mock-up of the album cover, and I'm thinking that it looks pretty cool. And then we got this picture on the back of the guys in sort of the same kind of Nikola Tesla fire as the front. What say you guys? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get ready to head on over to the office. Here we go again. I hope it's good news. Oh, hey, Ashley, I guess you talked to my office. So, can we do it? You guys are always busy. You're always busy. I mean, you're only the busiest restaurant in Beverly Hills. All right, you can make it work. We can get rid of 11 and do it at 7 tonight, right? Thank you. I appreciate you, Ashley. Ashley Judd confirmed that she's been able to move my reservation with Alan Niven from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's perfect. After that, we'll go to the studio together. One thing handled, and more to go. But I'm going to get ready to go to the office. Wow. A flashback to 1986, man. That was so long ago, but it seems like yesterday. Reliving it brought back a lot of memories of what a day might be like. And I mean, that wasn't the busiest day. It wasn't the slowest day. It wasn't the craziest day, but it was a monumental day. And I talked about how I almost forgot to go to the marketing meeting. It was a crucial marketing meeting for Tesla, because Modern Day Cowboy was out at radio. It was getting great reaction in a couple of markets. It was getting lukewarm reaction in some other markets. And we really needed a video, because back then, MTV ruled the world, man. If your video was on MTV, you were going to be killing it. So we had this great video for Modern Day Cowboy. And you would think, since David Geffen had sold the company to Universal, you would think that we'd be able to get the rights to the Slim Pickens piece. But we were having legal trouble, so We had this old video in the can ready to go, and the marketing meeting ended up not really being a marketing meeting. It was more of a meeting of the promotion people. Marco Babineau, a guy could get all the rock records on the radio, and him pleading to get the video done, me going to Robin Sloan, who was in charge of all the videos, and saying, Robin, is this thing ready to go? I talked to Cliff Bernstein, the Tesla's manager, and he said that it was ready to go. We just needed the Slim Pickens approval from Universal Studios. And Slim Pickens rides the nuclear bomb down in Dr. Strangelove. And so those of you who've seen this video, if not, you can go watch it on YouTube, but you've seen the part where Slim Pickens rides the bomb down. And of course, we did get the approval. That video did come out, and that song went top 10 at rock radio, and it broke the band. So that's just kind of a slice of some of the things that you did as the band's artist and repertoire, their marketing manager. And I like the fact that David Geffen had us be the product manager as well as the A&R person that found the band and made the records. So that was the marketing meeting. There was also a little bit of a discussion about the Chameleons, and in our flashback we talked about the Chameleons, and they were doing really well at college radio, like killing it, man. They were just killing it, and we were trying to get it crossed over to alternative, and we never really got it crossed over that big. It ended up being just a sort of college radio cult band. But even today in 2025, you can go see the Chameleons, and you can see Mark Burgess and Reg Dwight, man. You can see them, kick it in 2025. They also toured last year in 2024, but they're still around. And we also flashed back to a discussion about a reservation at the Ivy. So to paint the picture, the Ivy was like the happening restaurant in Beverly Hills on Robertson, and everybody wanted to go there. And I'll never forget, one day I walked in there, and Ashley, and I mentioned, in the flashback that I was talking to Ashley. So Ashley was the person that you made your reservations through, that she greeted you when you got there. And all this time that she was super nice to me, and she was helping me get in there when I needed to get in there and move reservations around, give me the good table at the front. And I didn't even know it, but it was Ashley Judd. It was Naomi's daughter, Winona's sister. And here her family was famous. Like the Judds were like, on the top of the country charts. And Ashley was, the hostess with the mostess and the maitre d', taking care of everything at the Ivy. And one day when I went in, she said that during that past year time frame, I was their biggest customer, that I'd spent more money there than anybody. Of course, it was Geffen Records money, not from my own pocket. I'm not sure that that kind of excess was something I'm proud of, but, we always took people for good food. My car was always, the valet parked it right out front, and Ashley Judd blew my mind when I found out, but she took real good care of me, and she started telling me she wanted to become an actress one day, and wow, what an actress she became. As far as the substance of the dinner, I was meeting with Alan Niven. We had a guy from Important Gem there, and we had gotten permission from David Geffen to put out this indie record, and Important was going to distribute it, and we were going to be able to keep that money to take a trip over to London to try and break the band, because a lot of rock bands, the rock media was driven from the UK. So if you could get your pay to get your band over there, then they would start buzzing in the press, and that would feed back to the US and help you build a base even before you put the record out. So we were having that discussion, and then Alan Niven, who's Guns N' Roses manager, and Alan and I went way back. We had done a bunch of things together already. Dokken was living with him when I found Dokken, and he distributed the Motley Crue Leather record, independent record, and that's actually how we met. After dinner, on the way over to the recording studio, we went and listened to Axl Rose's Sweet Child of Mine vocal, and we both nearly started crying. It was such a great vocal, and You know, no one is harder on himself than Axl, and he was totally right when he woke me up at 5 a.m. to tell me he was leaving the studio. We had a routine where normally I would get to the studio around 9 at night, Axl rolling around 10 at night. We'd discuss plans and, you know, what we were going to work on and what he wanted to work on. And then, you know, I would leave, and then I would get up the next morning around 8 or 9 and meet him at 10 as he was finishing. But he felt so excited about that vocal. And his excitement, you know, it ended up generating into a #1 track. And I did hide it at the end of side 2 so nobody would find it too quick, because I always felt it was important that Guns N' Roses establish itself as a welcome to the jungle, Night Train, It's So Easy kind of band before you got into Paradise City and Sweet Child of Mine. Anyway, so that night ended when I went home from the studio, and I hope you enjoyed this sort of day in the life going back to 1986, and just give you an idea of what it was like to be one of the top A&R persons in the music industry. Please follow, like, and subscribe, and any ideas, make your comments.